So this is why we can say that really, I mean, if you think about it for a second, that is accurate. If you analyze all the things you do, all the way from getting up and getting out of bed to everything you do from the beginning of the day to the end. It's the most amazing thing.
Is that why they say the best way to gain a habit is to do it for a few weeks consistently? Because then it hits your subconscious?
Yeah, and that's exactly where we're going, is because a lot of the things that we have programmed, so there's the physical part. We've talked, so does that make sense that most things that we do physically, once we get a feel for it, like driving, we don't have to think about it, and we can almost, I mean, how many of you have been driving and you notice that you have no awareness of where you drove the last 10 minutes? That happens a lot, right? And did you notice also that you drove just fine? Sometimes better. Because our subconscious knows exactly what to do, how to do it. I'm amazed many times when I'll be driving and I'll be switching my stereo, you know, do I want to listen to this or do I want to listen to that? And I'm looking at the numbers and switching through, and I realize, oh my gosh, I have not seen the road for probably 30 seconds in the city. Do you know what I mean? And yet some part of me has been able to negotiate keeping us in line between the cars and not too fast forward or back. It is magic. I mean, what you were saying at first, I mean, I laughed at it, but it really is, it feels like magic if you analyze everything you do, that you can do it. It kills me as I've been thinking about this lately. So, let me hand this out, and we're going to explore this some today and more the next few days because it's so amazing. They have shown that when people are hypnotized in not the stage hypnosis, but in the hypnotherapist world, they've shown that when somebody's hypnotized, they have almost virtual perfect recall of things that they couldn't possibly remember when they're conscious. For example, and the one that comes to my mind is they showed that if they had somebody hypnotized and they were, and that person was, he said, the hypnotist would say, okay, let's go back to your birthday when you were 5 and you had a birthday party. And the person would say, do you remember that? Yeah, I remember. And then they would take themselves back there and they would be able to remember everyone who was there. They'd be able to remember what they ate, what presents that person got. They'd be able to remember how many flowers are in the flower pot in front of the house and what the grass looked like that day. All of those things. The idea is, and what I would add to that subconscious mind is, you have everything that's ever happened to you is still in there in a memory bank, whatever we want to call that. Okay, does that make sense? So why can't I remember my Pythagorean's theorem when I'm doing this test? Well, it's in there somewhere. We just haven't figured out how to access it very well.